In this video, I'm going to share with you the most important chart that you need to be paying attention to going into the big Bitcoin event this week. What's up, guys? I know Bitcoin tends to be a topic that we don't cover often here on the channel, and it also is a topic that I think most people shy away from because they feel undereducated in it. So today, I'd like to simplify it and really make it very clear the two different boats, the two different camps, whatever you want to call it, the two different sides to this argument that we have going into the halving event on Tuesday, May 12th. This is the third time that we have a halving, they call it, or a halvening. Either way, whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter. This is the third time in Bitcoin's history that this has happened. If you take a look here at Bitcoin, the chart that Bloomberg has posted, I think this is the most important chart that we need to pay attention to. Now, like I said, there's two different sides to this argument. The first side being, look, this halving has happened twice. Both times it's happened before, Bitcoin has surged for a massive gain after the fact. So that means going into this halving, we're probably going to see a massive push after Tuesday, May 12th. That's the one side. The other side is, well, it has happened that way twice, and now everybody knows about it, so the herd is into it, and crowded trades tend to not work out the way the crowd wants them to, as Peter Schiff says, I'm going to show you in a second, and this actually isn't going to shoot to the moon to 100,000, it actually is going to come lower. I want to know in the comments section below, which side do you take? Do you think Bitcoin is going to surge with what we see here based on this chart I'm going to show you in a second, based on the halving coming up this week? Or do you think Bitcoin is going to drop because either it's already priced in, everybody knows about it, and when the taxi driver's talking about, I mean, if we could all go in taxis right now, but if the taxi driver was talking about buying Bitcoin, that's probably not the time to buy Bitcoin. I want to know, which side of the argument do you take? This chart stands out to me because it shows that from the first halving to the, within the following 12 to 18 months or so, Bitcoin went up over 8,000%, from just about $10, a little bit more than that, all the way up just under $1,000. The second halving took place in 2016. That took us from about $500, a little under that, all the way up to just about 20,000. Now that was a 2,800% increase. So you can see massive gains here after those first two events. But where it gets interesting is when we think about like the herd mentality that goes into these moves, and now going into this event on Tuesday, May 12th, we want to kind of pay attention, I think, to what the experts are saying. So on Cointelegraph, I found just a couple of quotes that they pulled together. Here, this is from American investor Anthony Pompliano. I've seen him on TV on CNBC a couple of times. He said this halving will see a programmatic decrease in the incoming daily supply of Bitcoin from 1,800 per day to only 900. That's what the halving does. It cuts the supply in half. That supply shock has historically led to a material increase in price over the following 18 to 24 months. So he's in the boat of saying, look, it happened before it went up, it's happening again, so it's probably going to go up again. Here, he says, I believe that the halving of Bitcoin being executed at the same time that the Federal Reserve and other central banks around the world are injecting money into the system will serve as rocket fuel for Bitcoin's price. And I think that makes a lot of sense. If you think about what Bitcoin really provides in its sense of true value, it is a hedge against other currencies because it's a completely separate system of value, right? So knowing that we have all of this money printing going on, and the average everyday person like you and me is aware of it, people, even on our retail level, are looking to hedge against the dollar. You don't think the big investors, the hedge funds, the banks, the corporations, you don't think they're looking to hedge against the dollar too? You don't think that's going to push them into Bitcoin? And I think that's why we've seen, even today, Bitcoin's price surge over 10K for the first time in really a few months. I want to show you here, this is the weekly chart on Bitcoin. Black candles like I typically do with an RSI. Some people are saying, well, look, it's overbought right now, which means the halving isn't going to work and it's going to come down. Look at the RSI now, it's at 58. When we had the halving in May of 2016, it was very, very close to 65, 70 almost, where it is overbought. And look at what it did after that. It didn't even care that it was overbought. So the argument that, technically we could be overbought, I don't really buy that, just for my, sense of in the way I look at this investment. And I think that for the long term, if you're looking at Bitcoin and you're seeing these halving events, whether it surges here or not, I think you still will see big money in the long run come into Bitcoin because of the value that it has, which is that it's a separate market. It is not tied to the dollar. It's not tied to gold. It's its own investable asset class. And I think that's going to be attractive to people as we move into a digital age. I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast with Riley when he had Elon Musk on again for the second time, and they were talking about the Neuralink and how they have to cut out a piece of your skull to literally plug you in. And more, everyone eventually will be connected to the same computer system, basically the same type of AI. So to think that that's happening and like we live through an age where that is going on, but at the same time, you think we're going to be using paper dollar bills? It's just crazy. Everything is going to be digital. It'll probably be some chip that we have in our skin, and you just scan it everywhere you go, and it'll be your Fed money, your Fed crypto wallet, or whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on it. So if we take it back to this article really quick, I want to just show you a couple other quotes. Now, Peter Schiff's quote that I mentioned earlier in the video, he said, "A consensus trade is a crowded trade and usually doesn't pan out as the crowd expects." And I can't think of a more consensus trade than in Bitcoin going long into this halving event, an event that everyone seems to see as bullish. So there's that side of the argument too, where everyone is seeing this event coming in May. We've been talking about it now for weeks, and maybe everybody on the retail side is already in. Everybody's already buying their crypto, and they're holding it, and they're waiting for this event to take it to the moon. So in that case, the event could already be priced in and there might not be any action. However, I think that Peter Schiff's perspective, this is just my opinion now, his perspective is on what's happened in previous markets through his lifetime and that he's studied. Bitcoin is its own beast. I've talked about that many times, that I think Bitcoin can't really be compared to how gold performed in the past exactly, or how the dollar performed in the past exactly. It is its own machine, and it's going to grow into a market that is completely different than we've seen in any time in history before. And I think that it has to be respected as such. So let's get in the comments, let's talk. Do you think that this halving event coming up on Tuesday is going to take Bitcoin up from 10,000 now up over 15, 20, 30, 40? Where do you think it's going? Or are you in the boat that, look, everybody's in it, I agree with Peter Schiff, this is a crowded trade and we need to be looking to go the other way? I want to know from you guys. So comment down below, let me know what you think. And if you have any questions about this stuff, keep those in the comments as well. We're all going to get engaged. We're all going to connect with each other. That's why I'm making these videos. I want to try to pull really successful and smart traders together from all over the world. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video, if you found some value on the current events. And again, hit the comments. Let's talk.